dinosaur cock.
Hi, welcome to Roll for Bold. We are your heroes, your adventurers, doing actual play D&D stream. I'm the DM, go by Ben Competence. These are my four Dragonlords. You can say hi, Dragonlords.
Hi,
Dragonlords.
Dragonlord.
Was that
Make me.
unanimous for the first time?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to catch everybody up on the story real fast. We're trying to get this part down because we always want to introduce the whole campaign for every session, because we want every session to be the first one. But then we don't know how to summarize it. So I'm going to run through this real fast. Four heroes in a land inspired by Greek mythology and magic, and on the continent of Thylia. Peace brokered between gods and titans, and that peace negotiated to last for 500 years. As that time comes to an end with 53 days, Jen?
Yes.
53 days left until the peace comes to an end. Four heroes have been chosen by an oracle to broker peace. They've been traveling across the continent and to distant lands, if I can legally call them that. And the heroes are getting ready to depart once more. I will let you all introduce yourself. I completely forgot to have a question for each of you. I'm going to say, Jen, you can introduce yourself, and just purely to make it easy on myself, your name, your character, and something about your character that you've made up on the spot. Could be a favorite color, could be a fact about them.
Oh, well.
Total improv.
I am Jennifer. I play the wood elf monk, Kararin. Pow! One of the things that I think I made up on the spot is that he loves bacon.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I was saying to make up something right now. Like, I was giving you a prompt for something now. But,
that's something that that would be canon?
Yeah.
He likes lollipops.
Excellent. Fan art
Sure.
begin. Reed, if you would introduce yourself, your characters, and all of that.
All right. I'm Reed. I play the human wizard Euphemian, who is actually now a paladin as well. And let's see, one thing. I'm going to say he doesn't cry when he chops onions. He's got that
This
down.
is good. This is good. Let me see. And Allie, you are next.
I'm Allie, and my character is Callista. She is a satyr bardlock. And a fact I just made up about her right now is that she did not figure out or learn how to whistle until like 2 years ago.
Wow.
This is amazing. I'm going to do this one more often. Yeah. Tammy, it's all you.
So, I'm Tammy, and I play Kiana. So Kiki to her friends. Triton, barbarian, fighter, multi-class. The more that she can hit things, the better. So she's definitely all for that. And, being 5 feet, she's kind of always wished she was a little bit taller, but for God's sake, she cannot walk in high heels. Like, she's literally flopping around like a fish out of water on the ground as soon as she tries to walk in a high heel. So she gave up on that a long time ago.
That is fantastic.
Canon.
Yes, and I want to explain the channel points, but I think that's basically. I think we've had such big episodes, such big introductions before that I'm like trying to think of everything, but we're really just ready to dive in. We have something we wanted to say. Tammy wanted to say something before we began. Tammy,
Yes.
if you'd like.
Thank you. Both in Canada and the United States, apparently, it is Mental Illness Awareness Week. So I just wanted to share that with everybody and just reiterate that there's always someone who's ready to listen. There is someone who cares and wants to help. So please, if anybody needs an ear to talk, I know myself, I'm available to listen at any time. I'm sure my friends here as well. But even wherever you are located, there is somebody who is willing and ready to listen. So please, please reach out. we want to help.
Absolutely. And Tammy was kind enough to find some resources, links that I'm going to put in the chat right now.
I
Everybody.
just actually shared.
Oh, you did?
I
Oh,
had them ready to go, so I put them in our Twitch chat. I'm going to put it in our Discord. So the first two.
They got censored on the Twitch
Exactly.
chat.
They did get censored.
Uh-oh.
What about mine?
Okay.
Did mine make it through? Okay, well,
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm not special. Okay.
All right.
So we'll have Ben go ahead and share those. I've got 2 for the USA and 2 for Canada. So please do reach out. Friend, colleague, there are anonymous lines, I'm sure locally, but please do talk.
Absolutely. Yeah, as we jump into this, I just want to remind you that. Oh. Yes. Mm-hmm. We're so excited about that. We have merch. That is crazy pants. That is banana pants. I mean, your audio is lower than the others. Tammy says your audio is lower than everybody else's. Tammy's mom does. You can't up it at all? Oh. Well, dang. What if you lowered everybody else's a little bit and then increased the... I don't know.
Everybody yells at me because everybody's too quiet.
Well, Tammy's mom, Reed, just so you know, since you got cut off, Reed said that... she said you're muted now.
I muted when I jumped over to the other page.
Okay. Are you good now?
I should be good, yeah.
All right.
So there's the link to our merch store. The rollforbull/merch. Streamlabs.com/rollforbull/merch.
And Reed what was it? Unfortunately, Reed is unmuted again, so my apologies. We are jumping back to the session. Viewers know, don't forget, you can use your channel points to buy us boosts. Heroes, I typically say that the boosts only last 1 to 2 sessions. Since the last session was reduced, you still have boosts from people previously. A Gift of Knowledge from Alex Hizzy, which is an item for Reed. And then Tammy's Mom, Moment's Rest, which increases the value of a short rest. Those are available to all of you to redeem. And anybody else wants to spend points, channel points, you can come do that. Are we ready to begin?
Yes, let's do it.
Allie, you good?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I'm just getting my dice out.
Get the good ones.
There's
All right, so I'm going to do a poll in a minute for the audience to decide what I would inflict on you this time. I should actually do that at one point. I should actually let them vote on something that happens to you guys. That just
won't end well.
That just occurred to me out of my brain thing. So I'm gonna say let's start some music. Here we go. Oh, you're a wizard. Okay. Our heroes on the island of the Golden Heart, out in the Forgotten Sea, out in the Cerulean Gulf, the Golden Heart. They have found this tree of life by Thylia, that the god who created all in this continent. It also contains the spirit of Mitros, the mother of the god, the mother of these gods. I messed that up. Thylia, the one who created everyone. Mitros, the mother of these gods. This sacred place, relative to a Garden of Eden, a paradise. The heroes have been here for a while, and they relaxed. They found a Pegasus, which, when the last session ended, they were trying to decide if they wanted to invest time in making the Pegasus their ally. There's bountiful fruits and all kinds of boons here. And the heroes can spend quite a good amount of time here if they want to. They can spend days gathering the boons and the exploring and gathering new opportunities, or maybe adventure calls. I turn it to the four of you who are now by the tree, great tree, with Pythor and Kyra, and a Pegasus, who will start the session by saying, just sort of looking around. That's how Pegasi talk. If that doesn't sound like a horse, that was dead on for Pegasus.
I kind of still. Does Pythor still have the ram on his shoulders?
Well, yeah. I mean, before that was at the previous session. He picked it up and set it back down because the ram doesn't. It's not that much to him. Like however strong you think Bulbug is, like Pythor, and the ram doesn't really like have a problem with you guys. Most of the animals on this island don't fear you, so Pythor just sort of picked him up and set him down.
Okay. Anybody have scissors? Let's shear this girl or guy or ram, whatever this thing is.
Pythor picks it back up.
Typically male.
Guy and sets it back down.
Okay. Well, let's.
We got
let's
5 sentences before we got 5 sentences in the session before we got a dick joke. Anyway, please continue.
I mean, who wants to do the deed?
Pythor goes, "Oh, are we having dinner tonight? Yeah. Kiana, give me a sword."
No, just to take because we want to have more than one.
Just a haircut.
We just want a haircut.
I can do that too. That's just like half killing. You want me to do that or? Kyra
Zero killing, Pythor.
Kyra just goes, Pythor, can you not? He goes, I'm offering to help. They haven't even brought me anywhere besides that. She goes, it's. I mean, shrugs his shoulders. Allie, I love your cup. I mean, you guys don't have scissors, but you have swords and daggers. So if you guys want to have somebody try and do that,
I'll step up if nobody else will to try to shear a goat or ram.
Mm-hmm. All right.
My dagger.
I mean, I could try helping you.
Do you want to use the help action? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I would say that I've done my fair share of. I mean, not shearing sheep, but maybe, shearing other stuff.
I would have you roll. Reed, I'd have you roll a sleight of hand with advantage.
Guidance.
Or nature. I'd have you roll nature with advantage, and then guidance. Yeah. Pythor just goes. You're just gonna.
20.
Yes.
Pythor watches. He goes. They're just gonna let the book one do this. Kind of goes. Shh. And yeah,
They'll
sure
show
enough.
us the right way to do it.
Reed, at a nat 20, do you want to describe like why you're so good at this? Is it just like natural talent, or is this a craft you picked up along the way? Like, if you want to say anything about how you're kicking
Some
butt, I'll go with
olives
it.
have been very hairy in the past, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine that we probably had animals at the winery that at some point would have had to be taken care of, which includes
that's fair.
So
That's fair. That's fair. So you just go through, and with all of this, just complete deft mastery of this after the words from Pythor, like you're an expert, and you go through runes, and Pythor's just like, all right, watches you, and you pull this off, and the ram just goes and like runs off, like basically it's job done, runs away. You guys may add Golden Fleece to your inventory. The audience might not know, but the players do. They have access to a forge that allows them to create incredible weapons and items and boons, and at least a couple of them use Golden Fleece.
to replicate that experience, you and the audience could go to our merch store.
We have a golden fleece in our merch store?
I mean, give it a couple of days, I might be able to manage something.
Read it on.
The only
Hey,
components required is your wallet.
So you're watching this, and Pythor goes, so what are you going to be using that for then?
To drape all over myself. Look at me. I'm a sheep. Bah! See? Cool, huh?
I do not understand you.
Trying to be funny. Okay, fine. Ugh. I need to work on
Is
that.
yes? Is that fashion? And Kyra goes, they have their reasons. Um,
Just as a note, the original Cray would never have done that, but he feels comfortable enough to do that with you
I
guys.
I love it. I love it. I just like making my NPCs just a little bit unlikable sometimes, just to mix things up.
I love it, but just saying, Cray would never have done that
Oh no,
before.
this is good. This is good. What was it? Kyra goes, so where to? Are we staying here, or are we gonna head out? Or Pythor goes, you need to share anything else? I can find something else. I saw some squirrels on the way.
I've never shown a squirrel.
There's first
And,
time for everything. Let's give it a try.
Kiana gets me. I found a few. Clarin, did you want to help me with that? You want to help me grab some?
Like squirrels? But why would we want to get? We're not gonna kill them, right? We're just gonna fleece them.
Just stick them in your pants.
Is this a joke? Like the fleece thing? Because I ain't sticking stuff down my pants.
They're saving the continent, right? Kyra goes, yeah, they know what they're doing. And he goes, okay, because I thought they'd have a plan or a strategy or something right now, but they're just sticking squirrels down their pants.
I am not sticking anything. Cal, come on now. Would you
I've
think
been
I
like
would?
rifling through my bag.
Oh, I wouldn't stick stuff down my pants.
I mean, that doesn't sound like crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. And I just like go back to what I'm doing.
I think it's fair that everybody gets a chance to unwind every now and again, but I suspect we should probably be moving on. I don't know. I'll look back at the Pegasus.
Kyra goes, are we keeping it?
Well, I'd kind of like to, but right now I don't know if, going all the way to Mitros just to make a saddle, if it's feasible. I would think that, if there's another reason we need to go to Mitros, then we can do a couple things at the same time, but...
I mean, I have a lead on my aunt and kind of the stuff that she had to deal with. I mean, she was talking about Mayonnaise.
Maniads?
Yeah, that
Oh,
thing.
not even.
And
Okay.
and I know, I thought that somebody had some sort of connection with that, and I don't know if I told you, Kiki, but she had dealings with a dragon called Hexia.
Oh. Like,
Kyra? Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, what kinds of dealings? She didn't command her the dragon to do.
No, she was under some sort of contract or something. Like this dragon had a sway on her.
Pythor says, what was that contract exactly?
I don't really know. I just know that she was going to be given some sort of way to take back her island if she gave money to this dragon.
Quietly under her breath, you just hear Callista go like, "Oh, now he cares about the dragon."
So, I mean, I know she had to do...
Let me make sure that I understand something. Pythor steps forward for a second and says, you've been giving money to who? That's been giving money to Hexia?
As I understand it, my aunt was giving money to this dragon because it required it for something. I don't quite understand.
Who is your aunt?
Can you let me finish for once? Gosh, Pythor. We can find some answers on the twins, maybe. I don't know if that's an island we should go to.
It's more of a lead than we have at the moment for anywhere else. I would imagine we should probably head that way out.
I'm sorry, Pythor, I really don't know more. But that's all I know, and I know that's the lead we can go to.
I mean, we've got nothing else really to go on.
So you
And
have
if-
a lead to Hexia.
I have a lead to something we don't know.
Maybe it could lead me to my mom. And I'll look over at Pythor.
Maybe it can.
That's why I mentioned it.
And you want to go face that thing?
Well, we gotta face that or something. It's either that or the end of the world. As I point to a random pillow that has how many days left is to our...
Well, I'd say that the day that Hexia came to my village, that did ruin my world. So I kind of want to get revenge back on that if I can.
Feels to be like this dragon is the root of a lot of things. Not good.
All right, I'll do it.
Can I make an
Alright.
insight check on Pythor and how upset he is right now?
Yes, please do.
Oof, 10. I don't really get anything, probably.
You see him glowering. He is not happy right now. If anyone else wants to roll an insight check, they can, but he's just not in a great mood about this.
I'll roll an insight check
Okay.
on him. Oh, 11.
I can't give you that much more, but I will point out this is the first time that Pythor's learned that you have any connection to Hexia, and it's that you've been connected to helping her.
Well, it's
So-
also for Kiki. I just decided to roll an insight as well, and I got an 18 on that one.
Pythor's mad.
Mm-hmm.
Pythor's really mad. He also knows that he doesn't want to make a scene here, and he doesn't want to make a scene in front of Kiana. But he's processing some things. Because Hexia didn't just steal your mom. Like, I don't know if I went over this. I'm pretty sure that I did,
You
but it was
did.
like a year ago.
Yeah,
She
it was
literally-
all of his... Right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she
I'm-
sabotages. No, go ahead.
No, you do it. I just wanted to help with not giving extra stuff that we didn't know. But go ahead. I'm just...
No, you can say it.
tuned out.
I'm giving it to you.
I'm sorry.
You have the floor.
As far as I remember, she took all of his lovers. Anyone.
She is the reason he cannot find love. And so, not fully understanding Kray's connection to this, it's very easy to hear those words and think that Kray has some sort of not loyalty, but boon to her. And so he's not feeling so great. But, he says, Alyssa, you pick up on this because you've dealt with more than a number of people who have contained their rage, barely. But everybody else, he seems a little bit composed. But he's just gonna say, we should probably. I'm gonna help you, and I want to make sure that I'm dealing with the right people here. Because I know you, I know some of you. And he looks over at Kiki, looks at Euphemian, and he says, I need to know if you're actually. And did you know? And he turns to Kyra. And he says, "Did you know about this?" And her eyes go wide. I believe she swore an oath. I can't remember. What her? Do you guys remember what her connection to this secret was?
We,
I don't believe we actually
yeah.
formally
No.
sat down and had a long conversation with her one way or the other. She wasn't.
Oh,
there
so
with
she
us.
doesn't. She doesn't have all the information either. That's
No.
right. Sorry.
Yeah, no, she
It's
was
like, who
outside.
knows? Who knows what is tangled for me? I have a lot of this, but who knows what is a little tangled for me? And Kyra just says, "Well, I heard some things," and Pythor goes, and he walks over and he leans down to look at Prey, and I want to this is God of Battle leaning down to you, he leans down and says, "So what are your loyalties right now, and how much are you hiding?"
I think everybody's hiding something, Pythor. We all have
That's not what.
secrets.
That's not what I asked.
Well, what I'm telling you is my loyalty is to people who are my friends.
Am I your friend?
I don't know, are you?
I'm gonna step forward at this point and
Okay.
just be like, "All right, now, let's not be ridiculous. There's a lot of raised emotions here. You know that we're not going to be taking the dragon's side in anything.
You guys
We
know.
happen to know somebody who happens to be affiliated with the dragon, and we have, for all intents and purposes, divested of ourselves of that relationship. The dragon is a powerful force who I'm sure has contacts through many different things. It's hardly to be unexpected that somebody is 2 degrees related to somebody who has contact with that dragon."
I'm gonna roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, natural one. 6.
Cool.
Ow.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, you make a lot of sense. I've let you stay in my home, in my palace. I've let you travel with my sister. I've given what I can. And I'm going to be giving a lot more." And Kyra goes, "Pythor." And he says, "I need you to tell me things when you know them. If you have to know, that would be something I'd want to know."
That I can do.
He looks you up and down and he says, You're gonna kill this thing. You're gonna end her."
If it comes down to it, she's taken a lot of things away from a lot of very deserving people that didn't deserve it. She's partially the reason why I've lost everything. Except for you guys. And I look at Cal and Euphemian and Kiki and Kyra, and finally my gaze will go back to Pythor and say, if she is what is in front of our goals, she will be destroyed.
He looks at you for a second, thinks about it, and turns to Kiki and says, "Are you gonna try and get your mother back?"
If there's any chance, I will follow every lead to the end of the world and beyond if I can.
I just want to know that I can move on from all this before the. And he gestures and doesn't finish the sentence. And he says, Let me think about what he says for a second. He says, I want you to make an oath that you will try to make things right regarding Hexia and regarding your mother, if you find a way to do that. Can I ask that of you? And Kyra goes, Pythor, they have a bigger things right now. And he goes, I know. And he looks at Kiki. I would say you do not have to do this.
I will give you my oath.
He holds out his hand. Like yeah. And he takes the grip and he grips, and you feel golden, I'm gonna say golden red magic wind around his arm and wind around yours as you guys are bonded by this. He says, all right, I'm pretty promised your old man. And you feel this, and all of you feel this magic flow from them and almost like dust fall to the ground. And those of you looking to see it fade gently towards the tree, towards where oaths are kept.
Oh, wow. Cool stuff.
And he says, well, if you're going to do this, then I have some ideas about how you can get it done. I try to be careful because of the... first of all, I don't like giving out my ideas, because when you're the god of battle, and if you give your ideas to the wrong person, it can encounter get so many towns destroyed. He goes, yeah, that part. And he says, but you seem to be really really dedicated to this. You got friends that can, and he looks at Clarion and nods for a second, because you got friends that, doesn't finish sentence. I've had some ideas I wanted you to run by my dad when you get the chance. There's a couple of weapons that I wanted to make a while ago, and had some ideas. The war ended before they could happen. I didn't want them to be forged unless it seemed like it was the right time, or, you know. But if you wanted to take some plans of mine to my dad, that might be good. One is it's this war staff that can basically do everything that I can imagine. And the other one is a sword that doesn't have that kind of limitation. I'll get you the plans. He'll probably need some materials. I'll get you those. But that might help you out with this.
Yeah.
Kyra goes, have you just been holding out on that? And he goes, I just said I wanted to stop giving out ideas for weapons in battle. And Kyra goes, we have been through so much. Because I have my methods. I'm sorry I don't have your dramatic timing. She goes, yeah, you really don't. I'm gonna put these in the hey Fatima, I'm gonna put these in the public Discord for right now. I'm putting the recipe for these items. I am not putting what these items are.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only make one of them, and you will notice they are very difficult to make. One is a staff that can do anything you can imagine, and one is a sword that doesn't have that kind of limitation. I'm sure D&D nerds have very strong theories right now. They cost a lot. 20,000 gold. a
Cool.
magical item and rare material that you guys haven't found yet.
Hmm.
Kyra goes, great moment. I gotta speak to mom and grandmom, and then you threatened our friends and shared plans for war. This is good. This is a good rest stop.
Sounds like a normal family dinner, does it?
Pythor goes, she's gonna be pissy about this, but honestly, it's one of the better ones we've had. Fatima, basically, they had a long talk with Pythor. He was a little pissy and ended up, after the conversation, giving them a recipe. Give a recipe to Kiki to make really powerful weapon, like incredible weapon. I have not revealed what those are, just what the recipe does. And if you get those things to Vulcan, you can do that too.
I feel like we're in that type of game where you can like buy or make or do certain items to create something, and then you level up, and now you have to get even bigger things to get more things to.
Yeah, absolutely. I was supposed to give you this recipe a little while ago, and then I realized that, and then I was like, wait, it isn't even relevant until you guys have the ingredients, which you won't for a while. So I'm like, okay, I forgive me. So yeah, so Kyra just says, okay, so it is one of the better ones. I mean, we've had family ordeals, which and she sort of gestures in the general direction of Thylia. But Pythor goes, thanks. And he looks at Crane and says, sorry, the book one's right. It's just weird to see how.
I have a name.
I know that. I gave you a nickname. It means I like you. Anyway,
like that
Euphemian's
nickname.
right. Maybe I was taking it a little personally, but are we ready? And he looks at you all, sort of very obviously trying to move on. And Kyra looks back at the tree, and for a second looks back at you guys and goes, "Well, are we ready?"
I just put my hand on his knee, I guess, because that's all I can reach, and I just kind of pat it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then I run to the tree, give it a quick hug, and say thank you, and then I run back to the group.
Okay. Okay. You hug the tree.
I
You
also.
feel
Oh,
okay.
no, go ahead. No.
No.
I'm gonna hang back. I wanna whenever no one's looking.
Cray, you feel just a minor cool breeze when you hug the tree. That's all.
And I run back.
Allie?
God, my timing is off tonight. I don't know what's up. So once everybody is kind of ready to start moving, I'm gonna kind of hang back and hope that nobody sees me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna pull out what I finally found in my bag, which is the deck of Gods and Titans, and I'm going to pull out one of each. So, Mitros, Vulcan, Pythor, Valis, and Kyra, and then Thylia. Oh my God, I'm blanking. Lutheria, Sidon, and Hands guy.
Kentamane.
Oh, Kentamane.
Kentamane. And I'm gonna pull all one of each out. I'm gonna separate them into two, hands of cards, basically, and just kind of stick them in the ground at the base of the tree. And just you shouldn't have to be away from me.
Aww.
And then I'll leave.
After everybody's gone, what's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, as I'm walking away, I'll just kind of say to the Pegasus, I'll kind of brush her mane a little bit and you want to hang out with us a little bit? And then go ahead.
And she looks at you and she sort of nudges you for a minute and doesn't really give you a response.
Oh, I wish you could talk, but I'll take that as a you don't mind hanging out with us. So
Mm.
we're happy to have you. And then as we're walking away, I'll kind of just look back at the tree. And then as I walk away, I'll just kind of raise my hand and just run my hand through like the leaves as I'm walking away, as I'm passing through them. Just as a final little kind of nice little brushing, nice little goodbye.
Yeah. You catch each of them, and then the leaves fall, and then they seem to fall a little second. They sort of fall towards a direction, almost chasing after you, a minute fluttering to the ground as you leave.
Hmm. Why did that bring tears to my eyes? Holy shit.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do before I close out this scene? All right. As you all leave, none of you are here in this area when the wind blows and sweeps, and one of the cards catches on the wind, and then they all start shaking in the wind. The wind blows them out of their position in the ground and whirls them upward into the sky, winding around the tree.
Mm.
And no one will ever see those cards again. And we leave that. You guys are now out in the jungle. And I'm having emotions.
What the freak was in my spaghetti tonight? Jesus.
Uh-huh. Well,
Wait,
I
did you
just
put
feel,
crack in there again?
yeah. Well, I'm like, unless you guys come back to like do more island stuff, which is possible, we like just said goodbye to like one of the biggest characters. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, ah.
Well, it's also the one tree that actually validated Crave for once in his life. Well, things have validated him, but the one that he actually believed. So that was like his way to say
Mhm.
goodbye.
Every other
Mhm.
tree's an asshole.
Talk
Yeah,
to many
screw
trees,
those.
Craig.
Every other
Yeah.
tree is an asshole. That's that's actually true. That's true. That's canon.
Someone tried to kill him, probably. So yeah.
Or he fell out of it and he was like, ugh, stupid tree.
Tried to kill you, exactly.
So you guys are out here in the woods or the jungle. Is there anything that you want to do, or do you want to just fast forward to the boat? Or
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
think there's anything in particular here.
yeah.
Let's make sure that we have the full 20 apples that we're allowed to take.
Yeah.
yeah, Kyra has 20 apples.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you guys head out to the ship. And any last words before you guys get on there?
I just assumed that you had said in passing once that we need to use the Antikytheros to
Yes.
coordinate on land before we hop on the not bus, not train. What are we going on?
Boat.
Boat.
You are
We're
ship.
all
You are,
top notch tonight, guys.
you yeah.
A-game.
I feel like my role playing's been off all night too. Like my character's been off, so everyone's having a good time. So, what location do you want from the list?
I
Twins, I
think we
thought,
were
yeah.
going to go to the twins.
Mhm.
All right. You guys get on the ship. Kyra goes to write down everything. Glorious just welcomes you back. When they all walk aboard, Versi, who's been here this whole time, Versi looks at Kyra and says, "How was it?" And Kyra says, "It was good. Thank you for asking." And Versi smiles and nods at her. Kyra just walks further down the ship. I'm gonna montage this unless any of you guys have anything you want to do over these 3 days. So let's do it this way. raise your hand if you are okay with skipping ahead to whatever I have next, which might be the next day, the night, whatever. If your hand's lowered, I'm going to call on you for what you want to do. So show of hands who's ready to skip ahead. All right, we got Reed and Tammy got bullshit. Reed, Tammy, what's your bullshit?
First things first, I'm going to try to find a secure place on the ship. Probably within our quarters, that I
Okay.
can make a little nest
Okay.
for the egg that will prevent it from getting jostled about, damaged in rough seas, that sort of thing.
Oh, he's nesting, guys.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay. And you make that. Where's the secure place for you? Because you have the layout of the ship as much as I do. So you
Yeah.
can pitch me a place. I'll work with you.
I was thinking we've got sort of quarters in the back
Mhm.
of the ship, I believe, in the stern.
Like the lieutenant's quarters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure because I didn't want to like pull bullshit, but I was like, technically the safest place is Esther's cabin, but I also don't want to fuck you over. So let's talk about this. Okay.
Yeah, just where I would imagine that we're probably sleeping in the back of the boat there, in those little hammocks at the back.
Okay.
And so
A
I
little
put it there.
hammock for your little baby dragon egg. Oh.
That's fantastic. All right, you start to make that. That'll take you a while. Do you want anybody to help you with that, or are you good?
Do we have anybody on hand who would readily be? I don't think so, unless unless somebody comes down and happens to want to walk in on that.
Yeah, I don't know who would be good at that sort of craftsmanship sort of thing. Well, actually, no, you can look around, but no. If you want to ask somebody, but other than that, we'll just move on. Yeah, you
I
make
think
this.
it'll be just me.
All right. And Tammy, what you got?
I was going to suggest that maybe after we've had supper, the sun's gone down, I'm going to go and search for Pythor and have a discussion with him.
All right, you find him in as the stars are out, and he's looking out in the ocean. And you find him by himself, and he looks at you and sort of shrugs, and then looks back out at the water.
So I will have just gone up to the edge beside him. I won't have looked at him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just be staring out at the water, at the stars, whatever. I don't know if there's a moon out, if I can see anything, but I'll just be staring out. And I'm just going to ask him, so where were you for 5 years? And after?
When you
Yeah. Did you know about me? Did you ever visit her?
I knew. I wanted to visit her. I wanted to see you, but I have to run part of this continent, and it's difficult. There's a lot to do, and I maybe could have done more.
And another daughter to take care of, apparently.
Well, Nora takes care of herself, really. She's very self-reliant. It's
I'm sure she was as of a baby, feeding herself, changing herself, making herself feel better when she was hurt, when she was scared. I'll turn and look at him.
Are you What is this about? Are you jealous of Honora? You turned out great. What is? I don't understand.
Yeah, I turned out great considering. But you know what? I never knew about you. You heard what happened to her? You claimed you loved her. You
I
knew what
did. I
happened to
do.
her? Did you not think to come looking for me? To find out what happened to me?
If I looked into all of these the family of the people that I loved, she would have just sought them out too. Probably. It's just it would have gotten worse. There wasn't a point after a while.
I wasn't just a family member of someone you loved. I'm your daughter.
I know. I know. It's. I'm trying to focus on what we could be doing right now.
And I've been trying to focus on surviving. Since I was 5 fucking years old.
What did you want me to do? You want me to show up and give you things on your birth? Did you want me to give you a spear or something, or did you want me to take you back to the palace and just have get you gold or something? What were you looking for? I was trying. I have had nothing for hundreds of years, and every time I get close to anything, it's taken or lost or destroyed. I know what's going to happen. Do you think? Do you think that Honora really cares about me? Do you think that any of them really do? It's.
I know it's a very fucked up family.
You don't even know.
And I didn't really have a family. Not mine. I would have liked to have had a father. To know that I had a father.
Come here.
It took over 100 years to find out about you.
Come here. And he pulls you in, like just this huge guy pulls you in. If you accept that.
Absolutely. And I
And
just start bawling more.
um and he just says, look, I don't know what I could have done. I know I could have done something better. I'm still not sure what I'm doing right now. I'm on a boat with Krayarin who apparently has got a connection with Hexia. It's and
Yeah, I was stunned about that too.
I didn't know that there was a way for me to go see. And he gestures towards the Golden Heart, and he says, "I didn't. I'm processing things too, and I'm not supposed to drink about it. So
How has that been going?
fine. Roll an insight check.
Okay. Oh, that's a 10.
He would like it to be going fine. And he says, I'm doing what I can. Listen, we're trying to make things right. Here, here, here. And he holds out his hand again, the same way he gets hit by the tree. He's here. Okay? And he grabs your hand and he squeezes it like he'd almost would break. He would this would kill the small craven. Like he's squeezing your hand and he says, and he looks at you, and this is like kind of like it's very sincere, but also like some frustration behind it. And he just says, I swear an oath that with the power that I can give, I will not let you fall on this journey. Okay? I can try and make that up to you now. Okay? And you see that gold and red magic weave around both of your arms and sort of drift off who knows where, except that you know where.
Mm-hmm. She's just choked up and she's just nodding.
And he goes, I'll do what I can this time, okay? And he pulls you and he gives you another hug, pats you on the back, and sort of lets you go.
And then as he's hugging me before he lets me go, I'd like to think that there's at least a second or so before he lets me go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say, I don't even remember the color of her hair.
And he takes he sort of takes your hair, sort of runs his hands, like holds your hair, because you have that long hair, right? He holds it up.
Yeah.
And he goes, a little lighter than this, but he lets it drop.
No, make her smile.
Roll an arcana check.
Arcana, okay. Oh boy. That's a 14.
I'll do it at a 14. For you now have, and I'm not giving you all of the details.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you all the details. But you now have failsafe similar to what Craven has.
Okay.
He promised. You know what I mean when I say that, right? Like what I'm getting at?
Yes. Yep. If he turns to like walk away,
Mm-hmm.
I will just turn and look at him and say, you're here now, so that's something. And I'll give him a smile.
All right, I'll keep doing that then. Keeps walking away.
I'll just turn back around and put my elbows on the edge of the tub. What the hell, Tammy? On the edge of the boat. Just stare out.
Some of the best stand roleplay I've seen in this campaign, followed immediately by forgetting what the word for boat is.
That is
Immediately
really
after
awesome.
having forgotten what the word for boat was.
This is Tammy, y'all.
Amazing. So what was I going to say? Allie, I know you're done with the day, but Kyra has a story to tell you.
Oh, right.
Is there anything? Is there any context where you would like this, like alone time with her talking to everybody? Like, well, how would you prefer this?
Well, since we were all together last time, I think my assumption would be that like I would gather folks because there's something really nice about like the ritual of getting everybody together and sitting together and just listening to a story as kind of like a reset from a pretty emotional excursion.
And an emotional 5 minutes ago, yeah.
Well, Callista doesn't know about that, but you know. Yeah, so I think I would gather folks around at least the three of them, the kind of
Mhm.
story time with Kyra.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring the dragon egg with me. Story time.
Yes.
Oh my god!
This whole fucking ship of found family adorables is my favorite thing.
Precious.
You guys are here. Show of hands, who's attending story time? Okay. You guys are there. Pythor's not there. I think Bulbug will be there. Well, he can be holding you, Callista, if you want. Lorius would be there.
Is this like
Wanting
on
to-
the deck of the ship?
Yeah, on the deck of the ship, yeah.
Oh, okay. Then obviously I'll have stayed out there until I see something, a gathering, and then I'll just
Informing
kind of watch and fuck, why not? Might as well join because God knows my brain's going a mile a minute.
And I think now that this is the third time we've done this, I think I'm going to get out my my loot, the DOS loot that's been blessed by Kyra, and I'm gonna just go ahead and give her a little mood music while she tells
Lovely.
the story.
As you play this mood music, all of them sitting down, Versi standing at the side of the ship, and Lorius walking over to her, and Versi just says, "No, thank you." And he says, "I wasn't going to," and she says, nods. And he goes, "Okay." And just walks and sits down with you guys. Once I remembered I wanted to do scenes with Versi, I just thought of a million of them. Kyra reads a story, or tells you a story, and she points out into the sky. I think you guys can see the sky on the map that I put you guys on, the constellations map. And just one of them sessions where we talk about our emotions, and she points out, and you see two large bright stars. And she says, those two directly above us, they're the twins. They're named for Sidon and Lutheria, which is, well, you'll see. Because one day, great tree, wherever that is, and she looks at each of you, the four of you, and skips past everybody else and says, it blossomed with 7 shimmering fruits. Now, this beautiful bounty, Kintamane reached from the ocean and devoured the fruit, casting the pits aside, the pits covered in spikes. The pits floated in the water, thing invading Kintamane's waters. This was before ships, way before ships, way before people that could imagine ships. So these things floating in the water, taunting him. He was a lot angrier than he was as angry as Thylia was calm. He smashed them at the bottom of the ocean, and doing so, pricked his hands on the thorns and left blood washing in the waves. The next morning, those 7 pits floated back to the surface and split open. 7 children, the Titans, children of Kintamane and Thylia, burst forth fully formed. 2 of those pits gave birth to Sidon and Lutheria. They are the youngest of Kintamane's children. And in their treachery and their cruelty, would very soon be the only of Sidon and Lutheria's children. They've turned on their own, and they'll turn on anybody. That was before Lutheria let her mind give way to madness. There's so much kindness and anger, and I'm gonna roll something fast. And she looks at Kiki, trying to include you even though you're sort of standing away. And she says, "What would you take away from that story?"
Don't turn your back on them.
Yeah, that's a valid interpretation. We'll get there soon. I gotta rest. I've had a long day. And she closes up and rolls up her scrolls and gets ready to sleep under the stars. Show of hands, who's ready to skip to the next day? We'll skip to day 2, sailing to the Isle under the constellation of the Twins. As we go down to day 52. You're not doing anything to speed up your journey, so here we are. Long rests if anybody wants to pick new spells, any wizards amongst you. Or any bards under 1D&D, which isn't out yet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't be resentful. It's okay.
Does that
it's
go
just
to
a
11?
test.
Does it go to 11 days for the egg too?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm just gonna get to that. Hang on.
I'm so Jin with your clocks. I'm so sorry.
I gotta find where the. Oh, luckily it's right beside it. Okay.
Mhm. Um,
It's a spin down. It's not even a real D20.
It isn't.
At least it makes it easy on you today.
Hmm?
So I
Yeah.
will have, first thing, before I do anything else, I'll get up and I will cast Shocking Grasp on the egg.
Mhm. All right. The electricity winds around it. No other response or anything at the moment. But sometime soon. I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, well, I guess we'll keep the same system. Show of hands if you're okay with me fast forwarding to the end of the day. All right, so that means Reed's got something.
Love
Reed,
it.
what's your? Feel free to do your bullshit.
All right. At some point during the day, I assume we've got basic repair tools on board.
Mm-hmm.
I would take a small hand drill with me, and
Okay.
I would cast Fly on myself,
Okay.
and I am going to clamber or fly up. I'm assuming it's sort of that, banana-shaped Greek trireme boat.
Yeah, triremes. It's
Yeah.
very trireme. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll fly to the very peak of the stern.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out that little piece of the olive tree that I had snipped, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find the small hole, see if I can expand it a little bit with the drill,
Yeah.
and then put the living olive branch in the dryad.
I like this. Give me 1 second.
Tentacle grafting. To some degree.
Um, Excellent. That is done. That's secure. When you land, I assume you land.
Yeah.
Laureus just immediately walks up and goes, "May I ask what that was that you did up there? I'm sure it was very clever. I was just curious."
Hopefully, it's a way of giving something back to someone who lost everything.
You're really kind. You know, there are a lot of great heroes in Thylia. At the Great Games, there are a lot of heroes that are known for being powerful and brutal, and when they become famous, they go to local taverns and just find lovers to lay with and wine to drink, and And I mean, they're very good at bed, but they could be wanting more. And it's just, I appreciate that that's what you think about. I think that's the feeling I got when I met you. So, and he reaches over and like squeezes your hand if you'll let him. Fatima says the stream is frozen a little bit, or frozen. Is it frozen for anybody else?
I just checked on Twitch. It seems to be okay for me.
Okay. All right. Well then, okay. Sorry about that, Fatima.
Logically, I know that wasn't a dig at me, but oh my god. Rude.
Which what was it, Dick?
Oh, after the Olympics, I immediately went to a tavern and had an orgy with him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I was trying to drive at the idea that he slept with other champions besides that after that.
Fine.
I'm pretty sure his metaphorical bedpost outpaced most Earth humans that week. We're a mature group.
Well, the first thing we did was look at a ram's dick. I mean, come on.
That's true. That's how the session opened. So we are going to. So is everybody good to go ahead now? Rita, you good to go ahead? Cool. Yeah, we're sailing.
Okay, go ahead and move. Change.
Actually, yeah. No. Well, in a minute, I want to finish describing something because the sun, as the sun begins to set, the clouds roll in, and you hear the thunder. And you hear the booming, and you see the lightning striking in the distance. In moments, you see the waves begin to get rougher and rougher. Chandris, those of you, I'll just assume anyone else to be above board is above board. You have your pilot navigating the ship, calling out, just says, "It looks like it's going to be a little difficult. It looks like it got rough." And Chandris goes, "You pay them well enough for this, don't you? We can do this." And looks out. Is there anybody that specifically wants to be above deck right now? All right, the three of you. Okay, so you guys can just be there, and we'll just assume for my narration you guys are there, and you can jump in whenever you want. But lightning flashes, and Pythor standing there looks out and goes, "I haven't been out here in a while. I have a question for you about the ocean. Anybody?"
Look at Kiki. I don't.
All right, there's supposed to be ocean, right? And he points out. He points out in the distance, and you see out in the distance the water almost sloping and sinking further.
Oh no! Is it a whirlwind?
It's a flood earth.
Whirlpool.
As two hands around the edge of it.
Nope.
Motion. And the water picks up, pulling you, and you feel the waves begin to wash the boat. I want each of you to roll. Everyone that's above board to roll a nature check. Hello, Bree.
Oh my goodness, because I'm
16
so
for Kiki. Copycat Cray.
Oh, am I? Woohoo! 16 as well.
4.
Oh no.
Kiki and Cray. Kiki and Cray, you notice, you look at the water, and all of the water starting to. The waves are rocking your boat closer towards this. And you're noticing all around it the water's beginning to move in a whirlpool. As your ship begins to move and then slowly turn, and the pilot just goes, "Little help here!" Yeah, you guys can cut me off whenever you want, because I'm just going to talk.
I would like to rush below to the Boreal Harp.
All right, you rush to the Boreal Harp. Excellent.
We've now been on the boat for over a day, so I would imagine that I've attuned to it at this point.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I would like to cast Control Weather. I understand it would probably take me some time to get to it and everything, but...
Okay. Yeah, how long does it take to cast Control Weather, too, by the way?
I think it takes... It's either 10 minutes or 1 action, but let's find out. I don't have it equipped because I generally keep it unequipped. Control Weather. 10 minutes. I don't know that we got 10 minutes, but I'll try it.
Okay. So you guys are starting. You're going to start.
Shit, I must be outdoors. So I will see if I can get Bulbug to help me bring it up.
Okay, so you talk to Bulbug, and he goes, "All right, we're doing music." And he goes and he picks it up. He goes and he like holds the thing, and he just lifts it up and goes, "All right, so we're doing this whole thing again, huh?" And he just like starts to head upstairs. Kiki, Trey, Euphemian, you guys, I'm gonna go through the line. Can you guys just each roll initiative? You're not in combat. I just want to keep track of how everyone's responding to everything. And just put it in the Roll20 chat.
Now I roll a 20.
Oof.
Okay.
Why?
6.
11.
18
Okay.
for Kiki.
So, Callista, what was your final total? 24?
24.
Okay, so that's, let me see. 24 for you, and then Kiki, you got an 18. And
Yep.
then Cray, you got a 6.
And Prey.
And Euphemian. Euphemian, you got an 11. Okay. And then, perfect. All right, so if we're just going down the line, Kiki, what do you want to do next?
Kiki was starting to get excited because she thought it was just like a normal thunderstorm, that she was going to be like, yeah, I haven't been in the ocean during a thunderstorm in a long time. So she was going to jump in until she saw the hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, what? No, this is not normal. And I will kind of start looking around to see where the captain is, if he sees this, what he wants us to do.
You guys are you don't have a designated captain.
Do we have a captain?
You're the captain. You and Euphemia share captain responsibilities.
I guess I will kind of realize that. It's like, oh, crap. I will look basically at Euphemian and Crayon, and I'll yell out to them, "Are you guys secure?" And then I'll make to kind of grab out my rope and see if they need any. And then I guess I'll go ahead and make my way to... Do we have a big steering wheel here on this ship? I don't know.
Yeah, the pilot's steering it, so you can go up to that one if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to go up to there and see what it is I could possibly do.
You could try and steer the ship with that if you want to. It would be a survival check.
Oh, survival? Would that even be beneficial to me? Oh yeah, +3. Let's try it. Oh god.
Before you do that right now, I'm not going to... Okay, there you go. What'd you get, 21?
Yep.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to try and navigate out of this, you need to roll a really high DC, the number that I'm not giving you.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not hit that number, you will basically be occupying this, preventing people from having navigation as an option. You see what I'm saying? So you rolled a 21.
Yeah.
Since you rolled before I finished describing it, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Do you want to let that ride? Do you think that 21 beats the number that I was looking for, or do you think that it's something bigger because of how big the situation is? That's the only way I can think to make this work with the number already rolled.
Yeah, I would say that with this, I'm feeling pretty confident that I might be able to, but then when I kind of get there and I start seeing it maybe from a different angle, maybe I went up a couple steps, then I'll kind of stop, and it's like, I'll just gently lay my hands on the steering wheel, not to like control it, but I'm just touching it. It's like, okay. Despina, I don't know how to handle this.
You're talking to Despina instead of standing by that roll?
Despina, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you can do that. All right. Euphemian, it's your action.
I'm gonna say I was in the below decks, just getting Eggy secured.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
If that's secure enough for the moment, it's not
Mhm.
likely to die if we don't all die.
If this ship does not crash completely, then that's secure.
I'm going to run up above decks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sort of gonna take an appraisal of the situation, and then I'm going to look down over the whirlpool side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast Binding Ice in a cone along the side facing away from the whirlpool, essentially making a great big cone in the water attached
That
to our
would
boat, trying to essentially force it.
try to anchor your boat with ice.
Not anchor it, but create an aerodynamic wing that sort of pushes us away from the whirlpool.
Okay. You do that. As you cast this, let me see. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 13.
Okay. Yeah, you throw this ice out there. You throw this ice out there, and I'm going to say that that's going to affect. It's not going to fix everything, but it's going to affect. I'll take that into consideration when I'm determining rolls and stuff like that. As you cast out, freeze out the ice, and the whirlpool begins to pick up faster and faster. Let me see. Prayerin, with your passive perception, you notice that Chandris is at the deck, staring out at the whirlpool with this sort of calm focus, holding on to his spellbook. But it's your action.
Well, I'm gonna look at him and I'll be like, I just kind of like, ugh, figure out what he's doing. I figured that with my time on the boat, with me clambering up and down on the ropes and working out and stuff, that I would have a little bit of idea on how the sails and stuff might work. I don't know if he'll give
Mm,
that to me,
sure.
but I'm hoping to use my clambering skills to kind of like help put the sails into position so that it catches the best wind to get us out.
Okay. I will go. I will. If you go up there, um, the only way to get it out is to steer the ship. But if you go up there and do that, I will count. And you roll a survival check that's high enough. Don't roll it yet. I will say that if you get it high enough, then it rolls on the piloting the ship are done at advantage. If you get it extremely low, you may fall.
Okay, I'm willing to take that.
Roll a survival check. Actually, it would be acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. I don't roll like garbage. 17.
17. Okay, you're moving through, and like you're Krayarin. You're move stepping through the wind is your thing. You've got this as you're navigating this. Any roll made over at the wheel will be done with advantage. As you're doing this, if anything goes wrong, you risk falling. But I also know that doesn't scare you too much. Just full disclosure. Um, as you finish this, anything else you want to do?
Nah, just hang on for dear life.
As you just Kiki, as you're praying, you feel this hand on your shoulder. And do you want to turn around or do you want to keep praying?
I'm going to just keep praying, and like hoping to connect with with the boat, because I hope that she can realize what sort of trouble we're probably in, and I hope she's got something up her sleeve. So I will just be kind of barely paying attention to the hand on my shoulder until it decides to demand more of my attention, and then I'll turn around.
When you hear a voice say in this calm, stern voice, almost instructive, that is Tribidus. That is the gate to the Nether Sea. That is where we need to go. This is a blessing. You realize it's Chandra speaking to you right now.
That is not where we wanted to go.
You
Not
need
yet.
to pull. You need to pull back and accept this. Maybe Kintamane is helping you. I don't understand. I won't claim to understand his mind.
Are we on my turn?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing this at the end of the round.
Okay.
Chandra's is saying, tell them to stop fighting against this. We need to be there. Callista, it's your turn.
More of the same. As we get settled up on deck, I'm going to ask Bullbug to anchor the harp if possible with rope or whatever we've got on hand.
On it,
while
he
I
kneels down and just
attempt-
holds it.
No, like tie it to the ship so that you can do something else. As I'm trying to play.
Roll a survival check.
Okay. Another crit. So that's just a flat 20.
You have maybe 30 seconds.
Oh crap. Okay. 1 sec. Then
I was gonna say less than a minute, but since you critted, I'm giving you more accurate information.
Okay. Then I'm gonna say, just get it anchored for the future. We don't even have time. And then I will stop trying to play the harp, and just can I get to Kiki?
Yeah, easily.
All right, I'm gonna run to Kiki, and I'm going to just slide up next to Chandris, and grab her arm, like both arms on her arm, like I am anchoring myself to her, and cast, like, touch her shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay. What was it? Kiki, it's your turn.
Oh.
Oh, I will also relay that we got 30 seconds best.
Oh, you're just gonna hear Kiki muttering, leap of faith, leap of faith, leap of faith, as I'm shaking my head, and I'm gonna cast Gust of Wind, and I'm gonna aim us into the whirlpool.
Okay. John just looks at you and says, thank you. As you throw this gust of wind. I'm assuming at the sails.
Yes, obviously, because the wind comes from me, so I'm going to place myself wherever.
Cray, make a dexterity saving throw. It's not going to be too high.
No.
It's not going to be too high. But it is. I feel honored. Yeah. No, you do this, and like basically, I'm gonna say better than you keep your. I'm gonna do you better than you don't lose your balance. The gust of wind blows you. You fall off one rope, immediately just like realize what's happening. So grab another rope, swing back, and just land back. It's like one fluid motion.
You see that little video on the internet? The little kid opens a screen door and she's like hanging on the screen door and gets caught in the wind.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bad.
I've not seen that. At that.
What's that?
Can I wolf whistle at that?
Yes. Absolutely.
Piracy?
Kyra's busy. They're all busy. And this scenario's what enough. Okay. Is there what is it? Is there I think that's it for your turn, Kiki. Is there anything else you want to do?
No. That's it, I think.
Alright, Euphemian, it's your turn. And you guys can all see what each other's doing. You don't need to roleplay not knowing what each other's doing.
I was gonna say, what the fuck? Get your egg.
All right. I'm just going to go through and, knowing that they're doing something, even if I'm not up to date with what it is, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to stop, and I'm basically going to brace myself against anything.
All right. Give me one. You go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just going to sort of make sure that I hopefully don't fall off.
All right. Give me one moment. Give me one moment. Trey, what do you want to do?
I don't think there's not much I can do. So if I don't have the strength to do that. Can I like quickly just tie myself to that rope that I was on?
Yeah. When you get up there, when you're tying yourself, you look up and Chandras looks at you and just beckons down to him.
Ugh. So then I
You don't
just
have-
go run over to him.
All right, so you guys get over. Euphemian, are you near Kiki and Chandras and Callista and Cray, or are you by elsewhere?
I would imagine that I'm probably close to the gunnels, so just on the edge of the boat.
Okay. You guys are doing this. What was it? As you guys are there, Chandras just calls out over the thundering and crackling. He says, "Everybody that wants to stay safe to me!" And he calls out. Bulbug sort of looks over confused and runs over in that direction. Kyra stops, and Pythor just sort of looks at him and just completely ignores him. Lorius runs under. As the ship gets closer and picks up speed. And at this point, I'm just going to be describing this, and I will need you guys to cut me off if you're doing something. If you don't cut me off, I'm assuming you're not doing anything. As the ship just moves along, catching the wind of the gust of wind, moving the sails, whirling faster and around the whirlpool, cycling closer.
I
and
will
closer.
have gotten closer to Chandras as well.
Okay. He looks at you and says, "Really?" As this gets as the hands swirl this together, and
Andres, I hope you know what you're doing.
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I've known." And as you get to the edge, right where you could see nothing but void below, Chandras goes, "I hope takes his book," and it flips open like 100 pages. Goes to one. He points, traces a finger. Wall of force circles around all of you guys, encasing you in this as the ship falls below into the void.
I'm going to physically grab onto Chandras's arm in the way that I was holding onto Kiki's.
Then hang tight, little satyr, as it goes down into the void, into the black. And you can no longer be seen, nor can you see. And that is where we'll take our 15-minute break.
Oh, your poor egg!
And I will see you guys in 15 minutes.
Alright. Oh my god, my first thought, the egg! Oh, it's a good thing the Pegasus didn't come. Oh my god. He'd be
I know where she is. I know where she is.
Thank you all very much.
I didn't have a chance to go look for her.
Anxiety.
I know, it's so anxiety.
We'll come back to the pits of hell after this break.
See y'all soon.
And that's why it's called a boat.
Hello, everybody.
I'll try and remember that.
I'm going to up the music just a little bit.
Just sounds like wind.
Which
Wait,
is for
we're in a dark hole. We don't hear. We don't see anything.
I was about to say, it's for your benefit. Because you hear this wind blow for just a moment. As you fall. And then you hear nothing. As the boat stops falling. Stops moving. And as you eyes adjust, you look around, and the ship has landed. Welcome back, everybody. We got right into it. As you see complete uniform, black waves, each absolutely identical, moving through the sea in strange alien skies, stretching far Why, the stars... You can't see the twins, that Kyra pointed out. You can't see any constellation. In fact, every time you look around and try and get a bearing and look at the stars again, they're in different places than they were a moment ago. Yes, Kiki?
This look the same as when Esther pulled us into that vision when we were on the boat and we crashed under the water and we woke up and we were looking at a strange sky. Is this the same?
I'm going to say no. He was pulling you into a
Okay.
dream world. This is
Okay.
different.
Okay. Thank you.
But around here, as the waves crash against your ship, they make no sound. Nothing does. You smell briny sea. Well, where you would smell briny seawater, you smell rust and other strange scents that you're having trouble placing. Each of you can hear us begin to grow right outside your ship, like at the hull of the ship. But everyone is around. Chandras looks at each of you and says, "Are you okay?"
This is what you have to go through every time you visit her? Oh my gosh.
Crave, roll up an insight check.
Insight 20. Nope, 9.
I think I'm gonna do a sort of side thing. Hold on one second. Callista, you'd see it with your passive insight. He looks almost pained when Craven says that. He says, "That was new."
You've never been here before, have you?
I was here before. You can let go now.
That's okay.
No, you can let go now.
No, that's okay.
And he lets go of the wall of force and tries to pry you off, unless you want to make a contested check.
Oh, yes. I absolutely do.
Okay, let's is an athletics check against. All right.
And then can I also make like a deception or a performance check to sell the fact that this is not me fighting with him and make it look like I am still afraid?
Sure. Give me your performance and give me your dexterity check, or yeah,
Okay.
acrobatics.
Acrobatics, okay.
Mhm.
That is a 16 for acrobatics
hmm
and a 27 for performance.
Okay, and so he tries to push you off, and he just can't. He says, "You're not in danger. She doesn't know you're here. You can let go. She doesn't know you're. She does not know you're here. You can let go."
See, but how do you know that?
She's having. She's. If I tell you, will you let go? This is very uncomfortable.
Yes. Tell me. It would make me feel a lot better.
She's probably busy. She's probably on the hypnos.
Is that a boat?
Is that a new drug?
And he pushes at your hand when you say that.
I'll let go.
He goes,
It's a egg.
"It's her barge. This is her domain. This is her beautiful, incredible place that she had the ambition to claim." And he walks towards the edge of the ship and he looks down. Says, "It's a good thing that this was made of the dryad, because..." And he points down. Any of you that would look down, you see like a small amount of smoke at the bottom of the ship, and he says, "This isn't water. It's the primordial chaos. This is the
God.
ether. In part, this is the ether that was used to make everything up there. And the ship being from there is rejecting it. If this were another ship, we'd already have sunk. That's why it's... And he looks back at Callista and says, that's why it's hard to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Is there random deckhands, some crew
Yeah.
member here?
There can be. Your crew's
They've
very
all
confused.
fainted.
Your crew's down there doesn't really know what's going on because
Okay.
they wouldn't be able to see that much.
I'm gonna flag somebody down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just tell them, find guests from the other day. Keep an eye on them. Make sure they don't
Okay.
try to go anywhere.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Chandras and basically like point at him. This is not hurting the ship, is it? This is not dangerous to the Dryad.
And he looks down and he points down at the sizzling, almost like you're dumb. And he just points down and goes, it's rejecting it. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but she'll be fine. She can take it.
Okay, so the smoke is coming from the boat repelling this ooze, not the ooze destroying the boat.
I will put this to you in terms that Chandra's can't. This water
Mhm.
does extreme amounts of damage to any ship. It is doing very, very small ticks of damage to this ship. But the ship has so much HP compared to the reduced damage it's taking that it would be like days or I don't know the math, but days or weeks before it would even be a significant danger to you guys. The Despina specifically takes reduced damage. Any other ship takes full damage. So yes, it is technically hurting, but it's kind of hurting like a nail claw thing more than like an axe, if that makes sense. And he thinks this is an acceptable range, so acceptable amount of damage, so he's not bothered.
At that, I'm going to go down to my usual spot down by the mast, where it comes down below decks, and I'm going to spend a moment to commune with the Dryad.
Okay. Do you want to talk or do you want to listen?
I just want to let her know it's not what we meant to go. We're just asking her to be strong for the moment.
Roll a religion check with advantage.
19.
She's been in pain before. That's in her way kind of all that she says to you.
Oh, don't want to do this to you. I'm gonna try and get out as quick as we can.
We'll give the mast a bit of a pat and just whisper to it, "We're here with you."
Okay. So Chandras looks around and says, "You wanted to confront Lutheria. We had a chance to do that. Charybdis is elusive. Finding Charybdis with a ship that can withstand the fall is nearly impossible. I gave you the opportunity that you needed. Does anybody want to say anything before I move on? All right.
Yeah, we wanted to confront her, but like later,
When did it fit in your schedule?
whenever it fit our schedule. Oh well, we're here now, I guess. Thanks.
You're welcome. And with that, I'm going to unlock for all of you, and I don't know if you want to put on the screen or whatever, it's up to you.
Okay.
The map of the Nethersea.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
I just can't hide it.
Your ship is here.
Ooh.
Um,
Where the
Hell.
you
hell
have
am
a
I?
you just have the ship here. You should be able to see this.
Oh
If
my
you
god, the cute little whirlpool.
That whirlpool, I will say that whirlpool continues to be swirling, but not so much that it's like a danger to you now. But like it's still active. Like you can still actively see it's there.
I've been kind of like tailing Chandris a little bit
Mhm.
this whole time.
Mhm.
Like a
And I
lost
will
puppy?
just, yeah, a little bit. And I will just say, so if this is how we get in, how do we get out?
Why do you want to get out?
I mean, eventually we'll leave, I would assume. You have, right?
Roll insight check.
That's an 11.
And he says, I assume the whirlpool can be used of some kind. People have left.
How did you leave before?
You're going to keep doing this, aren't you?
I like to know the whole picture because otherwise the story doesn't tell so well. I don't like to leave plot holes. And I just like hold up my little scroll that Kyra gave me.
Don't insult me. I've seen what you do. I've seen what you can do. You're not just here writing stories. If you want the truth from me, then give me the truth.
I mean, I'm not writing stories.
Roll a persuasion check.
You know.
Sorry for the sound off, guys. It's just deeply appropriate for this map for there to be no music.
Where are my abilities? Persuasion?
Mhm.
That's gonna be a total of 23.
Nice.
Okay.
Sorry.
He looks at this and he looks at you and says, I was cast out. She discarded me.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I didn't. And he walks over to the edge of the ship and he looks out into the vast where the stars are beginning to meet with the primordial chaos below, and the waves and the waves move in this monotonous pattern. But you see where the stars are is almost a ceiling. Oh, I think this was Kiki. I think this was the one I described to you. I'm sorry about that. The ceiling reflecting the waters below, and like every color in prisms dancing past beyond the stars. And he looks out at this and he says, This is a revelation. This is a joyful awakening when I was given the chance to be here, when I was brought here to kneel before her, to serve her. This place where everything is death and darkness, but also the beginning and the chaos. It's just, this is the truest nature of the world, and this is where I felt most alive. She sails through here in her barge, where she entertains herself and her guests and enjoys her true nature, her bestial nature. She lives the life she advocates for each of you. You would reductively, ignorantly refer to it as debauchery.
Elf?
I served and attended at those parties, at that bacchanal. And then one day I bored her. I was boring. was brought back. I have been wanting to get an audience with her for some time. You needed to talk to her, do something. I don't really know or care what it is you're going to do. She will probably. She's incredibly powerful. I don't know what it is you think you're going to do. But you got what you wanted by letting me bring you here. Now I'm going to talk to her. Is your scroll finished?
I stopped writing when he said he bored her and was cast out. And I will just look at him and say, I know there's nothing I can say, but generally speaking, people who throw you away when you bore them won't hesitate to do it again.
She's not people. She's Etheria. She's dreams and tales. I don't think she knows which way her barge travels. I don't know that there's a way that you would be able to find her or take me to her. But if there's such a way and there's some price that I can pay to complete my pilgrimage to her, I'll do that.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you got us here, so.
Can still charge him 20,000 gold, and we can get one of our things.
He turns and looks. He turns and looks at Kiki and says, "Kiana, I have no idea what Kintamine was doing. There was just an opportunity, but you're here now, so we all get what we want."
I'm trying to make the most of it, but I'll say it with a smile.
Does anybody else have anything they want to do before I move ahead?
I would just like to check in on my egg.
I need to step away for a moment while this happens.
Okay, you check in on your egg. Your egg is fine. You guys actually, that's not even me being merciful. You guys landed softly because this doesn't operate by the rules of water. Also, I see your comment of, "We get it, you're goth." Yes, absolutely. Chandras is the gothist. And you now have like 80 to 90% of his agenda now. But yeah, your egg is okay because you guys, the landing didn't follow the rules of reality up above.
Why
And
does he try to follow the rules of reality? Interesting. Physics.
yeah, fair enough. He does not know how to leave, but he imagines that the whirlpool is easy enough to use, in his words, which is all the information you guys are getting. If you want to try and figure that out and turn around, you absolutely can. I will be an angry Chandras, but that is possible.
Well, guys, that wasn't really our plan, but what do we do now?
I'll come up off deck at this point.
Well, I guess it would just be Cal and Kiki then, because you had gone to go check on. If Fabian had gone to go check, so I'll be like, well, what do we do now, Kiki?
Well, kind of have no choice. We're here. I guess we're gonna kind of deal with this right now. Although I'm not sure how or where.
Kiki, I don't know how
we
we're
need to
going
go.
to go and deal with a goddess, a titan.
A titan.
Whatever. Semantics.
No.
Well,
Tomato, tomato.
don't take this the wrong way, Cray, but maybe just keep your mouth shut a little bit.
Actually,
you know my feelings.
Us.
You know my feelings about it. I don't care.
Actually, he shouldn't keep his mouth shut. He should probably laugh a little bit more.
Yeah, this is a real
Is
laughing
Chandra
situation.
saying this?
Yeah, Chandra says that to you about. Chandra says that to you about Cray.
Oh, okay.
Roll an insight check.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's being sarcastic for sure.
No, he's just trying to get you dead.
12.
No,
He's
he's
giving
trying
you
Not
to get
hard.
instructions.
Do I still have
bored.
guidance?
Yeah, you do. I think.
Oh, what is that
Uh,
then?
Guidance only lasts like a minute, I think. But
Okay.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
All right, it's 12.
He's giving you instructions, like advice, like legit advice. And he says
Quiet
you
is
should.
boring.
And he looks at Callista and says, "You don't need to be flippant."
Thought you wanted me to be who I was.
Can't disagree. And he sort of ignores Callista having checkmated that conversation. He sort of ignores that and just says, "Lutheria, you have not seen it because she doesn't care to joke in front of them." And he like sort of, you can tell that them is just like the real world people. And he just says, he says, she likes to tell jokes and she likes to know that those jokes are funny. I will confess even when they're not. It is a very good idea to entertain that. She also likes to play games, not like that one. He sort of nods towards Callista. He says, but actual games. I don't know if you've ever seen the Royal game, but her and Sidon and I both played it before. I'm given to understand. He's referring to the chess game from previously. And he says, I'm given to understand that she would prefer that. But she roams this ocean, if you can call it that. So
It's like I've been training for this my whole life.
And Bulbug sitting there on the steps, and he goes, "Okay, a lot of this is weird, and the water's lying to me, so I'm trying to follow some of this." And he goes, "But did he just say that he lied to her in order to get you guys down here?" He was pointing to Kiki when he says that. He goes, "Did you just say that he lied to her in order to get you guys down here? Is that what I'm understanding?"
That's the
Technically,
long and
didn't
short
I?
of it, but I would also
Okay.
point out that we did have a task to come down here, and we were bound to come here at some point or another anyways.
Did he betray you or did he not betray you? And you, Callista and Cray, with your high insight, you can see Bulbug is simmering with anger right now, but he's trying to remain calm.
I'll put my hand on his arm, and I'll just say, "Not yet."
He looks at
With good
Euphemian. Euphemian, you can finish your thought, Euphemian. I'm sorry. Sorry.
If you drop an egg on a hot stove, has the stove betrayed you?
What? Yeah, I'm hungry. What does that have to do with it?
I love him.
Chandris is acting under his own interests, as we've always expected him to. It's not a trap if you walk into it.
All right. And he stands up and he goes, and he sort of pats his, like, that's off, like, he goes, okay. And he looks at Chandris, even though he's talking to you guys, and he goes, because I was just going to pick him up and drop him into that water. So I just wanted to make sure before we did that. And Chandris goes, you brute. He goes, uh-huh.
He's being true to his nature, Chandris.
Chandris goes, that's why I keep this book with me.
Can I just give him a quick kiss on his hand? Not Chandris, Bulbug.
Yeah, you do that, and he's like sort of grunts acknowledging it. I will. If you guys said he was betrayed, he would have just picked him up and held him over the water. That is absolutely what I would have done. So right now, I'm gonna. If you guys can see the map, I don't know if the audience can, but if you guys see the map, you see how like I'm gonna ping them, but you see how there's like parts of it that are like mostly dark gray, and then there's little parts that are like white, silver. I'm pinging them. You can see these three over here, one over here. There's not really a good way to draw attention to them because it's not really labeled. But it's like he said. I'm gonna put me some music on now because it's been a little bit. It's like he said. You guys cannot purposely seek out Lutheria. That is not an option. Um, if you want to explore this place and hope that you come across her, you can give me a location you want to go to. If you want to turn around and figure out the whirlpool, you can do that. I am not pressuring you to do any specific course here. If you explore, you might see Lutheria and you might not. That's either a dice roll or my agenda, I'm not telling.
I mean, I don't know if we are enough, I guess, to take on a goddess, but we're here. I mean, if the boat is, God, how can I put this in non-modern terms? If the chariot happens to lose a wheel in the middle of a village somewhere, might as well stop and look at the village.
John just goes, that butchered metaphor might have been the smartest thing you've said so far.
I think we
Are
need to
you?
stop framing this in the idea that we're going to take on Lutheria as though we're going to punch her in the face and everything's going to be better.
You should try that. He says very sarcastically.
We are here to broker a peace, or at least bring both parties to the negotiating table.
And Sean just looks at you, looks you up and down, and just says, if you broker peace with Lutheria, then I'm the one who started those conversations. And I'm sure she'll notice that. You now have it all unlocked. He just wanted his name on whatever documents come up because he wanted to impress Senpai. That's it. Genuinely does not give a shit about who's on what side or where the war's going. Just wanted to open a conversation where she would find it impressive. So yeah, your guys' call.
Onwards and upwards, I suppose.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
Can you guys click on whichever location you guys agree on? I can. You know. There's not there's not a better way to do this. I'm going to reveal some of the numbers on the map just so that we can communicate easier. Do me a favor, don't read too much into them because I'm hiding some of the numbers. There are other numbers on the map that I'm not showing you yet, and I might have done some fuckery with those. But that's what you got. If you guys want to tell me what number you're interested in exploring.
Well, 3 seems close, which
That's
is
my instinct
nice.
too.
My vote was for 4, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
So, show of hands, who's down for 3?
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
You guys sail off in that direction.
Not as good as a wink to a blind man.
As you guys are sailing, you hear a voice that just says, sounds very unsure. And you look up and you'd see, sitting on deck, sort of crouched on deck, like trying to get their balance. You see Versi. And she says, her eyes are full of stars, and she just says, I can't. I think I need to. And Kyra goes, I'll take care of this. And goes over and grabs Versi and says, you're going to be okay. And Geyser and leads her downstairs to rest. And I'm benching Kyra and Versi from your pool of characters. Versi cannot process things while she's outside of reality, and Kyra would not leave her side when she's in that state. As you guys sail through, Chandris, you hear Chandris say to Bulbug and goes, I will pay you 100 gold to drink some of that. And Bulbug goes, you don't have 100 gold. Chandris says, okay, but what if I had? You don't. As I just sail ahead.
Oh boy.
Just
and if
turn
any of you...
around to
God, the gremlin in me is like, I have 100 gold.
turn around to Bulbug and just be like, I'm warning you right now. Do not drink the delicious water.
Chandris goes, his word's not mine. I'm the one that doesn't like you. He's the one you trust.
Don't do it.
Hope you're not saying it with a smile on your face like Reed is right now.
You guys get to this. Your ship approaches. It's a small, craggy island. It's got large gray mountains, the beach made of black rocks. And you see around it these 200-foot tall figures sort of shimmer, and they're sort of like light wave into reality of these large figures that are like look humanoid but have no distinct features, and then just fade out as you're all around. And in the middle, you see 3 extremely lifelike statues, each of them easily as tall as the Colossus of Mitros. And each one depicts some muscular, powerful humanoid, gender unknown, in a pose that's suggesting shock or horror. And you see that there are iron chains wrapped hundreds of times around their limbs, even though they are stone, clearly holding them to the landscape.
They feel at all like the statues we saw in the dream that she gave us of Euphemian's backstory, so to speak?
No. You guys can disembark here. If you do, you can bring one person.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, who are you bringing?
I mean,
We'll bring Chandris.
yeah.
Chandris disembarks with you guys.
Before I like fully leave the boat, I am gonna like step back and just grab Bulbug's hand and just press 100 gold into his hand, and I'm gonna say, do not drink the water.
You paid me.
I'm paying you not to. And also, here, have this. And I will shove one of the bottles of like the finest Lutherian wine into his hands. If you get thirsty, this is quite literally the finest wine there is.
All right. He holds it. He sort of holds it. He goes, all right. But I mean, to be fair, I'm going to listen, but I also want to just be clear that as far as I understand, that's the finest wine up there. I'm just being fair.
If I find finer wine here, I will bring it to you. I can guarantee you it is not the water that is literally burning our ship alive.
All right.
God, I want him to do it so bad, but like I cannot in good faith allow this to happen.
Do we know kind of what time it is? Like, is time wonky here?
Oh yeah, time hasn't been invented yet down here.
Oh boy.
Sick.
Yeah, you're not going to get any sense of time down here. As you guys walk down, and you see along the beach all this black sand and black rocks, and then all this grass, this silver grass grow and bloom, and then just wilt and die and dissolve until there's nothing but black rock again. And you see faded silhouettes of each of you from the last time you walked along this beach, even though you haven't gone here yet. Again, time not being a thing. The remnants of actions you have not yet done.
We're going to have to invent new verb tenses, aren't we?
This is trippy.
That's
Oh,
a
just
job
'cause I'm-
for you. But keep me appraised.
Chandra just says, you don't describe the Nether Sea, you experience it.
I ate
Don't
some
misunderstand.
mushrooms like that once.
Okay. Sorry, I'm cracking up, but Chandra's just watching you compare his version of heaven to a weird drug trip you had in college. It's just so.
I mean, if you've had a good trip, you understand, man.
Anyway, so you guys, are you walking along the beach to the statues, or what are you doing?
No wonder he got kicked out.
I mean,
He's
I
so
would like to.
boring. Oh my god. I mean, when was the last time you actually had an orgy? I mean, come on. Yeah,
Really,
sure.
Craig?
You can say that to him. He'll answer
No,
you.
listen, that was Jen.
I was
not
going to say,
Okay.
Craig.
there's no way that was in character.
Because
Yeah,
he
heck.
was in a lot of them down here.
So this is like he's like the Nether Sea version of Lorius then.
That's you can use that comparison.
I was so tempted to bring Lorius, but
Yeah. And so, show of hands, who's just walking towards the statues?
Sure.
All right. All right. You guys
Of
walk
course, it can
towards.
happen.
You see these statues as you walk towards, and the light shimmers. Let me see 1 second. And then you feel dust fall all around from above. And those of you that look up see the face of one trying to force their eyes open on the statues. Jailers. Jailers.
No visitors.
Who do you visit?
For the moment, you.
And this being tries to move in a direction to tries to turn their body towards you, and when they do, all of the chains like tighten, preventing them from moving anything but their head. And they try to look down to almost see you, and they say, "Who am I? Am I to be visited?"
can I inspect the chains?
Sure. Roll investigation. He says, you can give me the number.
I'm just checking to see if I have any proficiency there. 9.
9. Yeah, they're incredibly heavy. They don't even seem magical, though. He says, my visiting, I'm not. I am Lutheria's. She calls me a prize. She calls me a punishment. She calls me sibling. She calls me Warning. Who am I? Am I to be visited? And turns his head towards Euphemian. Tries to. Thank you, Bree. You guys can say what you want. But they're,
Another seed, perhaps.
Are you. Are we siblings? Was I born alongside you? No. No, you would. Oh. And his face turns to look at the other statues and says, they gave up. That's the good choice. Are you seeking her?
We are. Do you know where she is?
I look for her. I only see her when she comes to see me. She hosts those parties at my feet just to show me that she has so much. She will notice you if you are a threat to her, because nothing has been a threat to her down here for a very long time.
And if we freed you, would you also become a threat to her?
Would I become? No, I think I tried to be a long time ago. I'd very much like to wasn't.
Then why do you stay? Why not become like the others?
I will see you dead. I will see you break. I will watch this. I swear it on the first oath that I will watch you break.
I'm offering you a chance to give yourself meaning.
What are you? You are not a dream or one of hers. You are. You are.
I am nothing but a clever man.
You can't be more clever than her. Her own brother tried to wick away her madness and her deviousness. He tried to take her hatred and her cruelty and her machinations away from her. Oh, he crafts, and I see him forging the weapons of her own hate. They do not work. And he stores them very far away. Weapons of her pure hatred.
Where?
He did not. Says the hall The hall. It's with her now. She keeps them. There's no end to her arrogance in the Hall of Armaments. She rests near them on that barge with her games. Playing games can never resist them in any life. I'm not anymore. Just my hate and my grief and my promise. And he says, and Chandra says, looks at Euphemia and says, may I?
By all means.
And he steps forward and says, so we get her attention if we're a threat. And he says, I speak to myself. I hear my words. And he says, no, stop. You were there at the beginning. He says, how do we unlock the prison cubes? And the being says, and turns his head, trying to look at you guys, and just says, and his mouth opens, and you hear this strange word almost burst out, almost flow out like thunder and lightning and crackling storm. This word that you can hold it in your head, but you wouldn't be able to write it down. You wouldn't even be able to articulate it or spell it. It's sounds of syllables you haven't conceived in letters that have never been written, or perhaps before letters were written, as he says this word made purely of primordial chaos. And you learn this word in response to Chandra's question. And I will tell you now that you hold it in your mouth. And while you can speak freely of anything, if any of you says this word, that person will forget it completely. It cannot be taken out of here. He says, this is merciful. And Chandra says that we're not going to execute her or anything like that. Don't be dumb. And he says, and the statue says, you have seen me. Thank you. Chandra says, very well. Thank you as well. That's the end of Chandra's contributions. Anything you guys want to do is fine.
Is there anything in the direction that this figure is looking? Or is he just sort of staring up into the void?
He literally neither has the physical mobility nor the mental wherewithal to look anywhere meaningful or discern anything from it.
All the statues, pretty much just statues, is the only one that's actually moving and talking.
The other statues are, I will say straight up, the other statues are titans that have either died or have given up doing any sort of conscious anything to the point that they're indistinguishable from death.
Mm. May we know your name?
I wish you had asked long ago when I had one. I wish you asked when people still said it. What is your name? Chandra just goes, don't indulge it.
I'm
You don't know
known
what they're
as the
capable of.
I'm
Sorry.
known as the Unbreakable.
Hmm. The Unbreakable. Then leave. Leave before she takes your name from you. Leave before she rips it from your tongue.
Name gives power. Would you like us to rename you?
He doesn't get further answer, just a very kind of confused grunting sound.
Okay, well, I'm out. No, I'm kidding. I don't. Yeah, that's it for Cray.
Then we will call you Murphy.
Are you saying that?
Yes.
He goes, I will cherish this gift. And he closes his eyes. Sean just looks at him and says, that was nowhere near a name that belongs to that type of being.
What kind of name does?
Sean just
Yeah.
sort of shrugs.
You look like a Bob to me, Chandra, so come on.
I don't know what you look like to me, but when I find the words, I will definitely tell you.
Oh, I definitely know what you look like it to me, but it's not for mixed company.
Oh.
I was gonna go and pull Euphemian aside and be like, I wonder whether or not we could have given like a last name, like Brown or Law, or something like that.
Murphy of the three.
Murphy of the three. I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
We belong in chaos.
Yeah. We're actual chaos is what this is.
So what would you guys like to do?
I feel like we have done, will done, am doing all the things that we need to do
In this, well,
in
little
this place.
place.
Yeah.
Shall we go to another area? I don't even know what time is, really. I don't know how long we want to stay here. I don't know if we go back to real
My computer.
life that it'll be 5 months from now. We don't know.
We may have already spent 20 years here, Cray.
We might as well just stay here because it's all chaos up there now.
Isn't this out of
character, isn't this kind of like also the domain of the dead?
No.
Okay.
I will get you more details on that because I feel like I owe Callista and you details. But this is literally just the epicenter of where the reality this Thylia was created. This is ground zero for reality.
Gotcha. I'm trying to decide if like a bunch of people suddenly died, if we would like notice an influx or anything.
No,
like that.
you guys are pocketed away from the rest of the world.
Okay.
Barring sending spells, there's no means of referencing what reality is like right now. Anything else anybody wants to do?
Anybody want to take the keen mind feat so we can figure out what bloody time it is?
I mean, if time doesn't exist, it doesn't really help, does it?
Yeah, if you use keen mind, you would just properly vision someone turning in their 2 weeks notice. Fatima, I like the way you think.
No, don't give him any ideas.
Oh, like he needs these ideas.
We are rolled for bull for a reason.
Show of hands, who's ready to go back to the ship? As you guys
My cat paw.
head back to the ship, Chandra stops moving and looks out in the distance. It's a stop. Stop.
What?
And he stands there, almost in reverence, drops his book.
Ugh.
And you see, not in your direction, not moving towards you, but far in the distance, going almost perpendicular. I would say you notice the barge with the strange rainbow prismatic lights and the forest of trees and plants growing from it and vines growing around it. Or the noises in the distance. Or any of those beautiful things as it reflects on the ceiling. But what your eyes are taken to is the 200-foot tall colossus of a thing carrying a chain, dragging the barge across the water.
Oh man, he made one of his brothers do that.
One step at a time. As Lutheria does not sail these waters, she is hosted across them. Chandra says, I'm almost home. And that's where we'll end this session.
Oh my gosh.
No. So we're one sibling shy now.
Yep.
We counted for everyone but one.
I did not expect you guys to take him up on the offer to go into the whirlpool. I was ready if you did. I was ready if you did. But I had a plan for the island, and I had a plan for if you said yes.
Well, we don't have any proper way of negotiating our way back, so...
I will tell you right now, since Chandras has shown his entire hand, basically, his entire quest up to now is to build up enough credibility that he could say, just trust me, when he saw an opportunity. And he redeemed that shit.
He's freaking pining for someone who cast him out. Like, what makes you think she's going to change her mind about you and take you back, dude? Really? Move the freak on.
I mean,
Hey, this is like the best mushroom he's ever had in his whole life.
To be fair, whatever religions y'all may ascribe to, if God told you you were boring, wouldn't that stick with you for a little bit? Thank you guys for this. Thank you for this session. I was really excited about this.
You know who pushed all the buttons, Ben, honestly.
I love it here.
I didn't know if you would. Okay, so I told you guys that there's you roll dice to see all the things that can happen in the water, right? Mm-hmm. And I rolled a bunch of dice. and the odds of Tribunus being findable are very low, but I rolled that you guys stumbled upon it.
Oh, wow.
And so I just started studying for that. And I was like, okay. So I knew that Pythor was going to give you the recipe, and I knew that you guys were going to have a chance to see Tribunus or to go to the island that the constellation leads to. So I was like, either way, there's something I need to apologize for this session. Those of you that are watching the stream didn't know that I apologized to them 3 times before we went on air.
Yep.
So
So that
we're
was
here now.
Well, thank
Yes,
you
we
for
are.
guiding us to Lutheria's nethers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it is a disco party with all the prismatic lights all happening. So I just imagine like the noise coming from the bar, just like doosh, 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 doosh,
The
doosh.
best rave you've ever been to.
Right.
It is. It's like canonically like the best rave.
She's actually just playing Sandstorm.
Okay, someone in the chat. If someone makes a playlist of jams aboard Lutheria's barge,
Oh my god, yes.
I don't know. I'll give the heroes a gift next week or something. I don't
Who's
know.
gonna do it?
Dude,
the
we should put that on the wiki. Lutheria's barge discography.
Lutheria's party barge.
What I like about Lutheria is like what Chandra said. Sorry guys, if you're on the street, like we're just shit talking about. What I like about Lutheria is that this idea that like she does have machinations. She does hate you guys. She does want to destroy the world, but also like she's very insane and she very much is about people's bestial nature. So like her downtime would be a rave orgy. Like that's what it would be. Like you torture her older brother, the guy carrying the barge, torture your older brother, and have a rave orgy, and maybe plot the destruction of. This is some queen shit. Lutheria's on here.
You know what that
God.
reminds me of? If you guys have ever watched the show The Boys.
Yes!
And, they were having
I love that show.
like the superpower people
Yeah, the hero
party.
orgy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was thinking
I-
at the beginning of The Matrix when Neo
Mm.
meets
Oh.
Trinity.
Oh, yes.
That's the vibe here. That is the vibe here. I will tell you guys. This is a very high challenge rating area. Let me put it that way.
Oh boy.
You guys can
Mhm.
stay or go. And Cray Rin, you definitely asked if there was a way to take Lutheria, and Mitros told you that there is, but that you shouldn't take it because you're too important. So I'm not nudging you in any direction. I just want you guys to know what pieces you have on the table when you're down here, because I would be a shitty DM. I'd be a shitty DM if I tricked you guys into coming here and didn't explain the danger you're in. So you can advance. Your call.
All right, let's just kick Chandras off the boat, and we're gonna turn around and go back into the little whirlpool. Take a little trip back to our
Chandras, you're
world.
here now. Go. And then just leave.
You've got the last mile, buddy.
Yeah.
We have been the unhappiest Uber, and we are going to go.
At least give us a good review, my god.
Chandra's is just like 1 fucking star, man. They didn't even
Fatima-
deliver me to where I'm going.
Fatima said,
You'll block away.
Fatima said she wanted to see Bulbug throw someone overboard. Yeah, if you guys said, just to circle back around to Fatima's referencing, if you guys had said that Chandras was betraying or tricking, if you guys had explicitly put him in those terms, he would have grabbed Chandras by the neck and held him over the boat, and then just kept him there for a little while. And then would have dropped him if it didn't go well. Bulbug does not fully understand what's going on, but he knows that betrayal's not good. So,
I love him.
you guys have anything else you want to say before you go? Because I feel like we should probably sign out.
No, I
Go
think that's it.
raid, go barge.
Merch.
Woo.
Good
Merch.
merge.
And I think
Oh,
that's
yeah. That's it.
All right,
Merch.
bye everybody.
it.
You guys have a great night. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
We love
Thanks,
you.
everyone. We love you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.